What's up, everybody? This is Henry Fleischer here from the Cannabis Dispatch, also the CBD Business Networking Group on Facebook, and I have a very special guest today. I have Markeith Cook of Good Vibez. So, Markeith, what is Good Vibez about?
Man, good vibes it's exactly what the name is. It's all about good vibes, right?
Yep.
I think whenever you're in this industry, it's all about good vibes. So the name was just appropriate for me.
And what was it that got you into the business?
Man, I'm an advocate for the miracle plant, right? One, I'm an entrepreneur by heart, so I actually operate multiple businesses. But along that way, I've always been a fan of cannabis. Earlier in my life, it was more about recreation, young, you're just doing what you do. But as I've gotten older, dealt with some not so serious health problems, but somewhat, and it's become a way for me to cope, a natural way. And I just look at it like if you're that person that advocates for a person to take pills to medicate, but not marijuana, I think you're part of the problem. So it was easy for me to transition to something that I liked. And not only that, it's a good business because, obviously if you're into hemp, cannabis or whatever, you're into it. So, even from a business perspective, it was just a natural fit for me because I knew once I, captured some of the market share and you develop, loyal customers, it would be a business that could sustain itself.
Yeah. And when did you start Good Vibez?
Well, officially opened my doors in February.
Oh, this year?
Yeah, so it's new, but I've experienced a lot of growth in a short time.
Oh, wow. So what was the toughest thing that you went through when you opened up in February?
Well, you know what's funny? The toughest thing I went through as far as opening my business was the week I opened, there was a big ice storm that shut the city down for like 8 days. So I opened one week and the next week I was closed for 8 days. So, it started off rocky, but not to my, doing, but, just nature. But other than that, I haven't had any issues whatsoever, man. It's been pretty smooth.
Oh, cool. So I guess too, like, was there, I know you've been open for a short time, but is there anything you do differently if you had to like go back just to redo anything?
Well, there's always things you could do differently. Had I had more capital in the beginning, there's some things I would have done differently as far as advertising, signage, things pointing towards the business. But even without doing any advertising the first month, I didn't even have a sign or anything in my storefront windows. I still had an excellent first month because, here locally, small town, I live in a town in Arkansas of about 18,000. I've been here my whole life. So I know everyone in the town across all socioeconomic, sectors. So, once I opened up, I already had a built-in clientele. So people just naturally migrated here. And, ever since then, I did experience a really good growth spurt in the first 2 or 3 months. Since then, I've seen it level off, but it hadn't necessarily dropped. But, now people know who I am, and some of the people that started off just kind of spontaneously to see what I was about. I've lost some people, but then I picked up a lot of people, and the people that I picked up lately are consistent, which is, puts me in a good place because I know I can depend on the same customers every week.
Got it. What'd you say the toughest part about having a business this year is?
Well, one of the biggest challenges I have is just living in Arkansas. I mean, we have some of the harshest laws against cannabis in the country. It is what it is, right? I do a lot of business in Texas, and the laws are a lot more lax than Texas and Louisiana for that matter. Even though those are places that's not recreational, they border Arkansas. So as I do business, if I even just had, even if Arkansas was on par with Louisiana and Texas, man, my business could probably double overnight. But there's some things I can't do here in Arkansas just because of limitations. So that's probably the biggest thing. Cannabis, it sells itself, right? If you got good products, it's not hard to sell. You just got to be able to sell the products.
Oh, of course. And if a customer was to choose between your business and 3 others just like yours, why'd you suggest they give you a try first?
Well, first, there is competition. There's some really good shops around here that's been in business, longer than me. I think I carved myself out a niche a little different from the others. The other two that I, would speak on, they specialize in things I don't necessarily specialize in. And we all kind of cross on some products, but for the most part, they have what they do and I have what I do. But, there are some similarities, but I don't really view it as competition no more than, McDonald's views Wendy's or anyone else's competition. I believe competition is healthy. So, I mean, if a person likes what I have, they'll come. If they don't, they'll go somewhere else. I just let that take care of itself.
Oh, got it. What's the number one way you currently bring in new customers?
Man, it's just really word of mouth. And lately, so also in the back of my business, I had a really big empty room. So I just recently converted it to a hookah lounge. So, I have a lot of people coming now. They'll come in and they want to go back. I rent it out for, little small gatherings. And we also have an open mic night. So that's been introducing new people to my store as of late, and it never fails. Every time someone new comes in, even if they're coming for the open mic night, they always stop in and spend money. And something else I'm going to be doing here in the future, I'm going to be partnering with other local entrepreneurs that may not have a brick and mortar, but may have something they're doing on the side. And because I have that space in the back, I'm going to start partnering with some of those local entrepreneurs and let them do pop-up shops where they can bring their customers to my place and have them a brick and mortar place that they can do, for a day, but then that'll introduce their customers to me and vice versa. So I think it all working in concert. So that's the plan I have for, immediate growth right now, to just kind of do a lot more partnerships to get more people to the door. Mm-hmm. Because what I have noticed, if you come into my store, you're going to like it and you're going to spend some money, because I don't just have CBD products. I have everything associated with it, all the novelties, everything, so I try to give it a good vibe, a good, new, fresh vibe. I try to keep new products. So, every time you come in here, you're going to see something different.
Oh, yeah. And has the internet played a big role in your business as become more prevalent?
So I do have a pretty good presence on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat, of course. So yeah, definitely. But I don't have a website up yet. I'm sure, being in this business, it's best to be as discreet as possible, because you never know. I know it's still a tender thing here in the country right now, especially in Arkansas. Like I said, we have some pretty strict laws. So, I just kind of stay in my lane. I don't try to, make too big of a deal, and just kind of I'm just trying to let it grow organically right now.
Mm-hmm. And if you had to take a look 6 months to a year into the future, where would you like to see your business?
Well, if it continues to go on this trajectory that it's on, I'm already looking at potential second locations, because what I did learn in opening this, it's not real capital intensive at first. And I have my supply chain down to a T now. So I know the products that work. I know the products that don't work. I know where to get them, and I got pretty strong distributors. So I feel like I can go anywhere, and within a couple of weeks and low investment, I can have a store up and running. So I'm definitely looking at growth, as far as making, Good Vibez, a brand, a national brand in the future. So that's what I would like to take it. So hopefully the first of the year, if sales continue to go like they are, even grow, I'll definitely be willing to take a chance and maybe jump out and, do a second location. But if I do a second location, I'm certain it probably won't be in Arkansas as of right now until I see some of these laws lax, because I can go 20 minutes up the road to Louisiana, because we sit on the border, and that opens me up to a whole different world, where I can sell so many more products. So, and I hate to leave my home state, because, even just the time that I'm, been in business, I mean, I cut a lot of big checks every month to the state, and I would like to send more of that money up to Little Rock, but, until our state legislators get it together, might have to look outside of the state.
Oh, got it. So you want to have like a chain of stores like across like Arkansas and Louisiana?
Oh yeah, of course, man. Look, right now, in Arkansas, we have we're legal for medical purposes rather, but not recreation. So, you're already limited here, but I would like to be the next Cookies, if possible. I want my brand to be as big as Burner and Cookies. I love what they're doing, nationwide. So, right now I'm just dealing strictly with CBD and hemp. But, once the country opens up, or Arkansas for that matter, I would love to transition over to a full-fledged dispensary.
Oh, got it. And what would you say the biggest issue you're having right now is?
Man, it's just strictly just limitations of the law. I mean, I don't have any issues with, my business per se. I'm not saying it's a perfect business, and I'm a one-man band pretty much. So, obviously it would be good to have, some help as far as growing it. But I mean, I can handle that part my biggest issue is strictly state laws. If our laws loosened up and gave the entrepreneur opportunity to, just maximize and do what we do, I mean, sky's the limit, and I'm just still baffled that in 2021 you would allow a person to go to a liquor store and get something and get drunk or go buy pills, but you still won't let them medicate on a natural leaf. I mean, that still puzzles me to this day, but that's why I'm in the position I'm in, and I guess the legislators are who they are.
Oh, yeah. So you were mentioning too, right, that if this issue is fixed with the lawmakers, like that, you said you would have multiple stores, correct?
Well, I'm going to do that anyway,
Yeah.
right? I'm not going to let that prevent me, but it just doesn't allow me to maximize my growth potential, maximize the kind of cash I could make, because of limitations, right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, as far as in the hemp CBD business, obviously I can operate like I need to, but there's other products out there that I would like to sell and hold, but just unable to do it because of the laws. So, like I said, it'll always come back to that. But I don't cry over spilled milk. The laws are what they are, and I am where I am. So I just try to operate as best as I can within those boundaries.
Oh, yep. And another thing too, if somebody were to go into your store, like which product would you recommend? What's your best selling product?
Oh man, everything, man. I got the carts, I got the flour, I got trays, all type of trays, I got all type of wraps. I sell hookahs, I sell shisha. What else? I sell water pipes, you name it. I sell vapes, vape juice. I sell stash cans. I just recently started carrying shoes, so I carry Jordans. I carry posters. I even have PPP, hand sanitizer and disinfectant, man. I have CBD infused soap, CBD infused bath bomb, CBD infused bath salts. I have candles, I have incense, you name it, man. I can keep going. I mean, whatever you can think of, I have in the store.
And if somebody's looking to have their products on your shelf, like what do you look for?
Oh, I mean, if it has to go with the theme and the vibe, right? It doesn't have to be necessarily smoke shop related. So for instance, just recently, and we didn't sell them all out, but I had a young lady that makes her own candles. I allowed her to set her candles up on consignment, right? So she put them in here. I sold those for her. I have another friend of mine. She's actually from here. She lives in Dallas, though. She just came out with a line. Her name is Nikita Seals. She came out with a line called Pretty Rose. So she has, I don't know if you're familiar with Blazy Susan, but it's a female branded company where she has pink pre-roll papers, with the filter. So, I have those in here, so I sell those for her. A friend of mine, he has T-shirts and cookies with his own logo on it. I let him sit those in here because they go with the theme. So as long as it's something with the theme, I don't mind. And not only that, I just look at it like collaborations are the best. If I let you bring your stuff in my store, that means you'll advertise people to come to my store for your products. They get to see what I have, and vice versa. So like I said, I'm just all about collaboration right now. That to me, that's going to be the key.
Oh, got it. And what change so you mentioned you have like soaps, any other types of CBD products that you're looking to carry that you don't have at your store?
I mean, I'm always looking. Like this weekend, I was in Dallas, Texas all weekend at the Lucky Leaf convention, and I met, they probably had close to 100 vendors there. I picked up a few products that I hadn't seen yet. For instance, I got some lemonades and stuff that's infused with CBD. I hadn't had those before. What else did I get? I mean, just anything that's in the industry. Nothing in particular. I just try to keep my eyes open for whatever's new, right? And my business has grown to the point where I can take a chance, right? If I see something new that I haven't seen before, then I'm gonna jump on it, right? Because in a retail setting, and I have a lot of experience in retail and sales, if it's in the store and people continue to come, somebody's looking for that product, right? So I can always take a chance and say, okay, I'm gonna make a small investment, see how this product tests in my store, and if it tests good, then I'll buy more. If it doesn't, I'll let it sit there until it sells out, I'll discount it and get it out. So, I mean, it's not any particular product. As long as it has something to do with CBD or hemp, I'm gonna probably try to get it in here at least once and see how it tests.
Oh, got it. And like I usually ask this question too, like which type of food would you like to see infused with CBD if you had to have one? 'Cause outside of like the standard gummies and everything and candies, you know?
Right. Ice cream.
Oh,
I
ice
love,
cream.
yeah, I would like to see how that would taste. I mean, I love ice cream.
Oh, speaking of that, there's actually somebody in the group who has ice cream.
Oh,
Infused.
I'm sure. I actually saw a distributor in Dallas this weekend at the Lucky Leaf. They had something. It wasn't exactly ice cream, but it was some kind of cold product. And I mean, I wanted to try to get it, but you would have to keep it refrigerated. And I was 4.5 hours away from home, with travel. And so, and I asked them about if they had any distributors here in this area. And they told me currently they didn't, but we exchanged information. So, hopefully one day if they fix that part here, maybe I can carry something like that. But like I said, overall, anything. I mean, what I learned in business, you never fall in love with any particular product or anything. I'm just always looking for what's new. And I really learned that from my distributors. I mean, I have several distributors with big warehouses, and a lot of times I would go in and wonder like, why do they have all this stuff in here? I mean, I know all this stuff isn't selling, but just got to look at it from the long game. Somebody wants it. That's why it was even created. Someone thought it in their mind, and there's never only one person with that thought. So I'm just trying to look around when I go purchase stuff, and I'm trying to see, okay, I know my area. I know where I'm from. I know what people like here, or I think I do. So I'm going to buy based on gut feeling right now. And like I said, I'm too early in the game. So as I continue to go, I'm learning more about people's buying patterns, habits, what products sell better. But, I still don't have a full year worth of data yet. So, right now I'm just kind of still in test mode, which is why I said first of the year, I want to see what I'm looking like because I would potentially like to open up another store. But, right now I'm just kind of still in the midst of learning the business.
You're gonna have an online ordering component to your store as well too, because you mentioned like you don't have the website yet, but you have it.
Yeah, I don't do any online shipping or anything like that. You're gonna have to come to the store. And because I'm still a little tender about the laws, I still don't know everything I need to know. And as far as how to ship, obviously I know you can ship it. I get stuff shipped to me, but I'm still not comfortable in that space yet. So right now, I'm fine. I mean, I do pretty well doing what I do now. I could do better, but as I get more and more comfortable, things like that will be added. And I am in the midst of getting a website created, but not just necessarily for e-commerce purposes, just to have that website and presence.
Oh, got it. Yeah, any advice you give to somebody who's thinking about entering like the CBD or hemp market?
Oh yeah, I think it's the best. I think it's the best business you can go into because, I mean, it's only going to get bigger and better, right? I mean, 10 years ago, who would have thought I could sit in here with with what I have now, right? And things changed, and as you see it across the country, it's just slowly moving in that direction. So, I mean, and look, don't get me wrong, I don't really necessarily invest in crypto, but I keep up with it. But I think outside of crypto, I think this is going to have the most potential for growth going forward in the country. So, yeah, I think if this is something you want to do, I mean, it virtually costs nothing to get in it. I mean, it's not like you have to have a big $100,000, $200,000 investment to start one. You can just get you a small place and start with a small amount of products and let it build up. That's what I did. I made one purchase, and what I did do and what I continue to do, I put every dime back into my business, right? So I'm not seeing any real cash off of it, as far as my personal, because I keep reinvesting. I put everything back into the business, and I want to look back one day, and then once I let that cash flow come in, I know it'll be solid. But yeah, I mean, I think it's the best business you can get into. So anybody out there that would like to get in this business, I would strongly recommend it.
Yeah, the products too. It has improved lives too.
Hmm.
A lot of proof of that.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, I know we're about to sign off, but like if you have whenever you open up the new stores, whenever you're definitely more than welcome to be back on. Any other new developments? Great having you on.
Hey man, I thank you for reaching out, man, allowing me this opportunity. And man, yeah, anytime you want me on to talk about anything, man, feel free to reach out. And then I get that second one, you'll be the first one I reach out to, Henry.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you, bud. You have a good one.
Bye.